Hey guys, and welcome back to the Political Whiz, where you will find all the whiz on politics and history. And today we will be taking a look into the 2020 Democratic primary for the 16th Congressional District of New York, which will be held on June 23rd, 2020. And now let's take a look into the candidates. Our first candidate is Congressman Eliot Engel. Engel was a guidance counselor in the New York City school districts, and he worked specifically in Intermediate School 52 and 174 prior to his political career. He represented the 81st District of the New York State Assembly from 1977 to 1989. He was then elected to the House of Representatives in 1989 and since then has represented the 19th, 17th, and now the 16th Congressional District of New York. He became the ranking member of the House Foreign Relations Committee, the second highest position in the committee from 2013 to 2019. After the Democrats took back control of the House in the 2018 elections, he became the chair of the House Foreign Relations Committee since 2019 and is the incumbent congressman of the 16th District. Moving on to Jamaal Bowman. Jamaal Bowman has been an outspoken activist and advocate in the educational field. One of his notable works was when he led the opt-out movement in New York State, which is in favor of giving the students the option if they wanted to take the state exams or not. He created his own middle school called Cornerstone Academy for Social Action. He said that while he was the principal of the school, he witnessed firsthand from students and parents the racism, income inequality, and poor housing, as well as other horrible conditions that they faced, which was one of his inspirations for challenging longtime Congressman Engel. The next person is Chris Fink. Chris Fink served as a member of the boards of Pelham Education and the Children's Center, as well as Greater New York's YMCA. He was a tax attorney and he has worked in the field of municipal finances and energy sectors. He has said that with these experiences, he has great knowledge in the field of infrastructure. Our next and final candidate is Sammy Ravelo. Sammy Ravelo was born in the Dominican Republic and later immigrated to the United States. He couldn't afford to go to college, so he joined the United States Navy and served during the Persian Gulf War. After his service in the military, he was able to enroll in Bronx Community College. While in college, he joined the New York City Police Department and served for 25 years there, retiring as a lieutenant. As an officer, he is said to have witnessed the hardships that had wrecked his community and local area, and for this reason was inspired to run for Congress. Now that we're done looking at each candidate, let's take a look at the importance of this race. Just like the Democratic primary for the 7th Congressional District of Georgia, which I previously covered, the two factions of the Democratic Party, the moderate faction and the further left-leaning progressive faction, are fighting for control over the Democratic Party. And for this reason, the race has garnered media attention as well as the entire nation's attention. This is because the progressive candidate, Jamaal Bowman, has led a very successful grassroots movement in the 16th district, and a potential Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez primary upset style has been strongly foreshadowed, and that has triggered high-profile national-level endorsements, which is what we are going to be taking a look into now. The other two candidates, Ravelo and Fink, have no information on their endorsements available, so we will only be taking a look into the endorsements for Congressman Engel and his challenger Bowman. Bowman has received endorsements from notable progressives such as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Cynthia Nixon, Senator Elizabeth Warren, former presidential candidate Marianne Williamson, and Alessandra Biaggi, who I have underlined, and this is because an interesting thing I wanted to note here is that when Eliot Engel first ran for Congress in 1988, he challenged Alessandra Biaggi's father, Mario Biaggi, who at the time was an incumbent and facing a scandal, and Engel defeated him by receiving 48% of the vote in that primary. Despite this, Biaggi originally endorsed Engel, but later switched her endorsement for Bowman. As for Engel's endorsements, he has been endorsed by many notable people, such as Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, New York Senator and Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, Congressman Jim Clyburn, who I should note was credited with the victory of Joe Biden in the primaries because of his endorsement, and many others. Now, clearly, these endorsements have shown how much intense media attention the race has received and shows the factional fight within the Democratic Party. Engel has received endorsements from powerful moderates and Bowman has received endorsements from notable progressives. We are now going to take a look at the money raised by each campaign. As you can see the list to the right of your screen, I have crossed out two names, Belvin and Andom, both of whom have dropped out of the race. According to this data, Engel has raised more than his opponents, being the only one to raise more than $1 million. Jamaal Bowman has come close to raising $1 million, and the other two candidates, Ravelo and Fink, have raised about less than $200,000. The money raised shows how competitive this race has become. Now, seeing this data, one might think Engel has the advantage. However, this is not exactly true. Engel has raised money in part because he has received corporate donations, accepted money from big people, organizations, as well as super PACs. On the other hand, Bowman has raised money from individual people and his supporters and has been helped by his grassroots movement that he has generated in his district. Now, think about it. Engel has raised more than $1 million with the help of powerful, wealthy people, and Bowman has raised almost close to $1 million, and that is not that far away from $1 million, all with the help of a grassroots movement that his campaign has worked hard on. This clearly shows that Bowman, in reality, has the advantage in the race according to this piece of data. And now, we're going to wrap things up with my analysis of this election. This race has garnered media attention because progressive challenger Jamaal Bowman has led a successful grassroots movement, and another Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez upset has been strongly foreshadowed. Based on what we see, this election has been mainly a two-way race between Congressman Engel and challenger Bowman, both of whom have raised the most money and racked up high-profile endorsements in recent days. So for this election, I strongly believe that Jamaal Bowman has a strong chance of winning this election. He has raised close to $1 million through his grassroots movement. Engel has also raised a little more than Bowman, but this was only through super PACs and corporate donations. On the other hand, Jamaal Bowman is close to raising $1 million, and that's because of his grassroots movement. And now, I ask you, who do you believe is going to be the winner of this primary election? Make sure to comment down below. In the meantime, that's all for now. Like, subscribe, and share this video. Turn on the bell icon to be notified whenever I post. Please comment or suggest below, as this will help me improve my videos. Follow me on Twitter at political_wiz. Thanks for watching.